Baba talks about the fact that we children follow the dictates of God, and in the world people follow human dictates. So I remember there was this brother some days back, maybe a month ago. He visited the center and he came to any BK center for the first time. And then he asked me, what is your practice, or what do you people do? And then I started telling him about the definition of a soul, or who is God. And then he started giving me all sorts of arguments about, how this is wrong and that is wrong, and how this Shastra says that and that Shastra says that, and then science says this, and all sorts of things. Maybe he had come with a preset mind that he would argue. And then I told him that, but I'm not telling you that, I'm not arguing with you on the basis of any Shastra. We are not talking about what the Shastra is saying or what any religion is saying. We are here learning from God Himself. And then he said that, I don't believe that. And I said, you may not believe it, and that's up to you. But you cannot tell me that this is not true, because I believe that this comes from God, and I believe that whatever God is saying is true. And if you want to understand that, then I can share it with you. Otherwise also, I don't need to argue with you on anything, because my source is not your source, and when the source is not same, we cannot agree on anything. So first you have to understand and believe that, this is coming from God, and let's talk about who is God and why we say this is God. And then he calmed down, and then he started talking, and then he said, okay, I'll think about it and come back. So you see that Baba tells us that we are not following the dictates of humans, and in the whole world there is nothing but human dictates. And if you look at it, you see those dictates have not worked for us, because what they have made us is into a bundle of defects, and we keep troubling ourselves and we keep troubling others. And we say that we are looking for peace and happiness, but then all we are doing is the way we use our minds and bodies and our attitudes and our behaviors, the way we are conducting ourselves, the karma that we are doing is not in any way in consonance with our aim of peace and happiness. So these things that are taking us so much further away from the experience of joy and peace and pure happiness is all because of the human dictates that we are following. And it is time that we understood that those human dictates are not serving us right. And you see, whenever somebody argues with me, I always ask them, are you a happy and peaceful person? And they would say yes. Of course, when somebody is in ego, they wouldn't say no. So they would say yes. So I said, are you happy and peaceful always? So then they would say generally. So then I tell them, we are happy and peaceful always. So would you like to learn that? So you see that what is the qualification, and I'm not telling you that happiness and peace comes easy, because even on this path, when we are working towards, imbibing whatever Baba is saying, there is a lot of struggle, there is a lot of, there is a lot of war with Maya. But even within that war, there is this experience of being with Baba and not losing out on your peace and happiness completely. You know that, there is somewhere that faith that, okay, I'm struggling with my mind, or I'm struggling with my sanskars, but still, Baba is holding my hand, and you can feel that that, what do you say, that deep peace and happiness inside, even while you're having these battles with Maya. And now that you know that that is Maya and that is not you, and that is one aspect of this Brahman life, but then the Brahman life is all about experiencing the company and the companionship of Baba and feeling that super sensuous joy. So even that little struggle with Maya, or maybe the gross struggle with Maya, becomes a very different experience. It doesn't trouble you and upset you. So that's there. And although these words, human dictates, godly dictates, these words are very simple, but it takes a whole, at least this whole Brahmin life, to figure out what is a human dictate and what is a godly dictate. Because you see, every day in the Murli, Baba is talking to us, speaking to us, and he's telling us, this is this, that is that, and this is the way to be, that is not the way to be. But it takes a whole Brahmin life to really understand what is Ishwarya Mat, or what does Baba really tell us to do. And the first thing I would like to talk about these human dictates and godly dictates today, because you see, Baba tells us that if you follow human dictates, you will not be able to remove your defects. Yes, you will not be able to remove your defects. This is one thing that Baba specifies very clearly. And I don't want you to be lost in these words like human dictates and godly dictates, but I also want you to think deeply about this. So you see, the first thing that Baba tells us is that you are a soul and you behave as you are, not as the other person is behaving with you or the circumstances that you are in. So, because your karma will create your destiny. So, this is the first thing that Baba tells us, that know yourself in your original form. Because you see, when we came to Baba, the way we thought about ourselves was also very different and flawed. Yes, people take a lot of pride in saying, I am a very difficult to please person, or I am a very angry person. And they say it themselves, and the way we define ourselves, or the way we talk about ourselves, or the self-image that we carry is also not that of a peaceful, loveful, pure soul. That's not the image we carry. So the first thing that Baba tells us is, he tells us that you are not your sanskars. You are not what you have, what you do. Yes, some people say, I'm a doctor, engineer, teacher, homemaker. And then some people will say, I am the owner of this, this and that. And then others will say, I'm a stressed person, I'm an angry person, I'm an irritable person, or, I am a self-made person. Yes, that means I am entitled to a lot of ego and nobody can question it. So these are the ways you define yourself. And then what happens is, when you define yourself like that, then you are identifying with what you have, what you do, or the sanskars that you have created in the old world. But Baba teaches us how to look at ourselves as we are. And Baba says, you are just a point of light, a very, very tiny point of light, and you are absolutely peaceful, pure, joyful, loveful, powerful, and you are full of the essence of truth. And Baba says that just see yourself as you really are and conduct yourself in every situation, in the face of every behavior, as you are. Don't conduct yourself as the situation is. And I remember there was this Kanya, and she told me something very interesting. She said that once, so she was 18 when she took Gyan from Baba. And she said that my parents have always fought. Ever since I opened my eyes, I've always seen my parents fight, and they fight very badly. And I usually get very scared when they fight, and earlier I used to get scared, and then I started getting angry, and then I started getting upset. So all these things started happening. But when I learned that I'm a soul, and I can just be myself in the face of whatever is going around me, then I could do that. And she said, it was very interesting. She said, when my parents started fighting, I just sat in one sofa in the corner and I told myself, you are just a tiny point of light, just shut up and sit here and be peaceful. So she said, I just talked to myself like that, and I sat in that corner and I really watched the whole thing like a scene in the drama. And there was no need to intervene, there was nothing. Earlier I used to think that they would kill each other, but later I realized they won't kill each other, they will only kill me. And that too, with the trauma that they are giving me. So let me protect myself from the trauma. Let me not worry about they killing each other. And so this is the way it was a very nice way she put it. And she told me that I learned to just behave like I am. And Baba tells us that you have the ability to see and not see. You have the ability to hear and not hear, because you are the soul and you are using this apparatus of the body, and you don't need to close your ears or close your eyes. And it's very, very interesting, because you see, when we come to Baba, as soon as the meditation music starts, you begin to close your eyes, because you think that you cannot switch off if you don't close your eyes. But then Baba teaches us slowly, gradually, that your eyes and ears can be open. And there was this one brother, and I was giving him the course, and then he said, I cannot meditate without closing the eyes. So I said, you can meditate without closing the ears? So he said, yes. So I said, why? Because the ears don't have that don't have those flaps that come up. That's the reason. When you can meditate with your ears open, why can't you meditate with your eyes open? If the sound doesn't disturb you, why does the sight? So he said, yeah, that's also logical. So let me just try. And when he tried, he could. So Baba tells us that you have the ability to, whether you have the ability to make the choice whether you want to use the body or you don't want to use the body. And then Baba tells us that you can be a detached observer in every situation. You can see and not see, and you can just be in the experience of being yourself and being with Baba despite every situation. And the most important thing is, you have to choose how to behave in accordance with what you want to become. So earlier we did not have any goal for ourselves, did we? So there was no goal for myself that I want to become this at the end of my this life, I want to be this person. Yes, people have goals about how much they want to earn in this lifetime, or they want to get their children married and settled and this and that, but there's no goal about what you want to become as a person at the end of this lifetime. And Baba tells us, now you have an aim. Have you taken that aim? That I want to be like this deity image of Lakshmi and Narayan. And Baba says that's your aim and objective. And whenever you make decisions about your thought, your word, your behavior, let that be in consonance with your aim and objective. And only then, you will be able to overcome any situation or the pull of any behavior, any situation which is pulling you in the other direction. And you see, Maya will always try to invoke your old sanskars. So there are old sanskars of anger and complaint and criticism and lust and everything in us. But Baba tells us that you want to be a deity, then always look at your aim, look at your original quality and behave as you want to become and not as the circumstances are dictating you to become. So this is a very important dictate. And let me tell you, you see, I have used this teaching of Baba in a very practical way. And you see, whenever I am in a situation where people are not my way, circumstances are not my way, then I don't try to analyze how bad the circumstances are or how justified my complaint would be in this circumstance, but I just think about, I'm not here for anybody or anything. I'm just here to create my destiny. And I will think, speak and behave as I want to become. I don't want to fall into this trap of Maya. Because you see, people will come and go, situations will come and go, but you will live with yourself forever. Will you not? Even when you leave this body, you will continue your journey onwards. And the thing is, you see, somebody may be very wrong. Somebody may behave very wrongly. Somebody may talk very wrongly. But why do I have to let go of my peace and happiness for them? And if I'm saying that, that person is doing bad karma, then why am I suffering his bad karma? Do you understand? Why do I need to suffer the bad karma that somebody else is doing? And suffering or not suffering is not because of what they do, but suffering is because of what I do in reaction to what they do. And if I started creating thoughts of being upset and feelings of being uncomfortable, then I am punishing myself for their karma, which I don't need to do. And people can be who they are. And you see, I always practice in meditation these 3-4 lines, and I like it very much, that I give full permission to the whole drama, to every actor in the drama, to every scene in the drama, to be whoever they want to be and whatever they want to be. And I have absolutely no problem with that. And when you allow every person and everything in the drama to be who they are, even give your body the permission to be who it wants to be. So, even the body can behave the way it wants to be, or people around you can be the way they want to be, and situations can be the way they want to be. But I have a choice about how I want to feel in the face of everything. And I'm not giving away that choice to anybody for whatever reason. So Baba tells us this very important, dictate, godly dictate, that you behave as you are and you behave as you want to be, not with the situation and behavior. Then second thing is, do not take anything personally. Baba has taught us this thing, that just like you are responsible for your thoughts and feelings, everybody is responsible for their thoughts and feelings. And do not think that they are feeling this way or thinking this way because of you. No, they are doing whatever they are doing because of themselves. And just don't take that blame on you. And I remember there was this one Mata and her daughter, she got divorced. And when she got divorced and she came back home, right from the time she would get up in the morning until night, she would keep blaming her mother, that it is because of you that my life is destroyed, and you didn't teach me this, you didn't teach me that, and you were a mother who set a wrong example, and this and that and the other. And she would just keep blaming her mother all day, all night. And then that mother, that Mata, when she came to the center, she was so much full of guilt and she had taken it all on herself. And then she told me, I feel like I should just go and kill myself, because my daughter thinks that I am responsible for the bad life she has. And then, I told her, okay, you do the course and let's see what happens. And then she started understanding that her daughter is behaving the way she is because she is in pain. And if somebody is in pain, what will they give you? They will give you pain. Yes, but it's your duty not to absorb that pain. Do you understand? There is this very beautiful human psychology that you want to make the other person feel the way you are feeling. Okay, if you are not in your Swaman, if you feel less than, then you want to make the other person feel less than. If you are in pain, you want to give the other person pain and make them feel pain. If you are feeling happy, you want to give that happiness to others. If you are peaceful, you want everybody to be peaceful. That's the human psychology. So Baba tells us that if you, when somebody is behaving badly, don't take it personally. It's because of their state of being. It has got nothing to do with you. And you maintain your good wishes, you maintain your good state of being, and that is enough to heal them. Yes, that is your contribution to healing them. And sometimes, you're not doing anything. You're just not taking that energy that they are sending your way. And that's such good karma that Baba teaches us. Don't take sorrow. So when you don't take sorrow and you maintain your peace, you maintain your happiness, you maintain your sense of self-worth, you maintain your sense that, Baba is with me and I am the best child of Baba. Despite everything around you, that's a contribution you make to everybody around you also, because you're not absorbing the pain, so you are maintaining your happiness, and so you will radiate that through your feelings, through your vibration, through your actions. So this is another another godly dictate that we have to pay a lot of attention to. Then Baba tells us, don't see bodies, always see Baba. So don't try to first see souls. Yes, try to always see yourself as a soul, always see Baba, and always listen to Baba. So Baba says, keep your eyes and ears towards me, not towards the world. And you see, the eyes see, but what do the eyes see? Where the buddhi focuses. Yes, so the buddhi sees through the eyes. The buddhi hears through the ears. So that's why you can just shift your buddhi, you can shift your focus, your attention, focus of attention, and then you can see Baba and hear Baba all the time. And Baba says, when you start doing that, and you are this shift happens, that you start becoming soul conscious and you start being colored by Baba's company, then you will be able to not see bodies and see souls. Now, what does Baba mean when he says, don't see bodies and see others also as souls, by looking at Baba and by listening to Baba always? So you see, if just imagine not being able to see bodies for one day. Just close your eyes and move around one day. So life would become so much simpler, yes? Because you see that when you, these eyes, they don't see, so there is a whole consciousness behind, operating behind these eyes. And the way we are trained to see is making us, very, very vicious. So, what are our eyes trained to see? Eyes are seeing the, the figure, the body, the color of the skin, the face, the, the attractiveness or unattractiveness of the body. And we are seeing the dress they are wearing, we are seeing the weight, height, what not are we seeing? And you see, these eyes are trained in a body conscious world. These eyes are seeing all that is triggering lust, anger, ego, attachment, greed. So that's the problem with these eyes. So they are only seeing bodies, they are only seeing defects, they are only seeing, this one is wealthy, this one is poor, this one is, and again, you have your own attitude towards the wealthy and poor. And let me tell you one thing, there are some people who like poor and hate the wealthy, and there are some who like the wealthy, hate the poor. So there are both these things, yes. Some people don't like poor people, and then they will just reject them. And there are some who will not like wealthy people, they will just reject them, because in their heads every wealthy person is bad and corrupt. And and you see, these are the ways you start creating all your, the worms inside that are lurking, they will just be let out, because this is how your bodies are seeing everything, your eyes are seeing everything. And Baba says, you cannot change this perception overnight. It's not easy, because you see, there's so much of body consciousness and you're not even aware what your bodies see. And I remember, there was this one person, and he was just chewing pan, I think, and when he came to the center, and I remember I was giving him the course, and suddenly I lost interest in giving him the course. and and it was so amazing. It was very early on when I started giving the course, and suddenly I had no interest in giving him the course, and I was so disgusted by that chewing of whatever he was doing, and I couldn't pull myself to give the course. And then I somehow finished that session, and then I sat with Baba and I asked Baba, Baba, how could I just lose interest? And then Baba said that, this is what happens when you look at somebody's body, and then whatever they are doing and their activities, and then your defects will come up, because you also have a lot of sense of this is good, this is bad, and you will not be able to channelize Baba's power if you did that. And you see, later on I told somebody this experience, and you know what that person said? Yes, of course you will be disgusted when somebody eats pan and comes to the center. So I said, no, but that's not we are supposed to do, right? So it's not about of course you will be or of course you won't be, but that's not what we are supposed to do. And I am supposed to maintain soul consciousness and give him the course. So it doesn't matter, and I can teach him. It's not that I don't have to tell him anything. I can tell him that, don't do this, but even that has to come from a place of acceptance and good wish. And if I'm rejecting that soul in the first place, how will they listen to me? So that's the kind of body consciousness you have. You will not even be aware, and your feelings have shifted, your attitude has shifted. Even you lose interest in giving gyan to somebody when you look at their activities. And it's not because of their defects, but it's because of you having the drishti to see those defects and justify your own. Yes, so your own defects come up, and there is a lot of body consciousness and inside us. So Baba says, in order to overcome that, you have to always see Baba and always listen to Baba. And when you keep doing that, you will be in a position to see everybody as a soul, and only then can you stay virtuous. Because you see, if you are in a situation where everybody who comes to you has some or the other defects, and you feel that you are right in emerging your own defects in the face of this, then what kind of a personality will you become? Just think about in the long run, and just imagine, you see, when seva started in in Western countries, there were countries where their staple food was alcohol and meat. Do you understand that? And then when they came to the center, obviously there was smell. And then you had to tell them that they are a soul. And if you can't see the soul, you are only able to see that this is a person eating and drinking all the time, stuff that Baba tells us not to, then how will you give the course? So you have to, and what will you become if you just keep creating that kind of disgust inside you all the time? So Baba tells us that it's very important for you to shift your sense of who you are by just looking at Baba all the time and listening to Baba all the time. Then you will be able to overcome the defects that emerge in you because of body consciousness. And then Baba also tells us that if you start acting out of body consciousness and anger and acting lustfully or acting greedily or acting in a very egoistic way, if you keep doing that all the time, then Baba says that you will never be able to imbibe virtues. Why? Because all those who are seeing you, yes, they are seeing you and losing faith in Baba. Do you understand that? When Brahmin souls, they act under the influence of vices, those who see them, they lose faith in Baba. And when they lose faith in Baba by seeing your actions, what kind of a karmic burden are you carrying? And that karmic burden will become like a cloud, and the light of Baba will not be able to enter you. And this is why Baba says that if you want to be virtuous and free of defects, then just see Baba, listen to Baba all the time, overcome body consciousness, stop this habit of looking at bodies, and second is don't act out of body consciousness. Because if you keep doing that, then the karmic burden of defaming Baba will be on you. And when that happens, then absorbing virtues from Baba will become impossible. So these are the godly dictates, and this is just one small aspect of one very beginner's aspect of godly dictates that we discussed today. And human dictates are very different. What do human beings teach you? Human beings will teach you that you have to look at people and their positions and their cars and their houses and then behave accordingly. Or if somebody is not behaving properly, then you are right in feeling whatever negative feelings you're feeling. So Baba says don't fall into that trap. And I'll tell you, there was this one brother and he worked with the airlines, and when he was taught that you must see everybody as a soul, he said that is impossible for me. So I said, why? So he said, you know what I have been doing for the last 30 years? I have been profiling people, seeing how they walk and stand and look. I've been just doing this for the last 30 years, and that's my training. I cannot see anything but the appearance of a person, and my feelings and attitude and how I respond and behave is dictated by that, because every person I meet is a customer for me, and I only look at their status and I greet them and treat them the way they signal through their looks. So I cannot be soul conscious. So why I'm sharing this experience is because you see, Baba tells us that in this world, human beings don't teach you how to be soul conscious. They only teach you how to be increasingly body conscious, to see bodies, to see behaviors, to see relationships. And you must be nice and good to all your relatives, and to those who are not related to you by blood, you can be anyway and it doesn't matter. So these are the things that we are taught, but Baba says no. So this is one aspect, very tiny aspect of human dictates and godly dictates. Think about other dictates that Baba gives us and just try to understand what is Baba's direction and what is human directions in these cases. Om Shanti.